35 years.
Now on primetime, indictments were handed down for Nicholas Moore and Troy Demian, formally charging them with aggravated murder, and aggravated assault of Michael Castro. Plus, emotional testimony was heard on a bill and resolutions relative to war claims. And what is the Department of Education doing to prevent break-ins at island schools?
Hafide, good evening, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and thanks for tuning in. Nicholas Wayne Moore and Troy Ryan Damian have officially been charged for the murder of Michael Castro.
Late Thursday, a Superior Court grand jury returned a true bill against Nicholas Wayne Moore and Troy Ryan Damian for the murder of 28-year-old Michael Castro. The two were formally charged with aggravated murder, and aggravated assault. According to the indictment, the two are accused of using a gun when they allegedly killed Castro on October 30th. As reported, a magistrate's complaint indicated that DNA blood samples lifted from a confiscated gun showed a mixture of DNA from 3 individuals. One was a match for Castro, another for Moore, and the third showed no familial relation to either Moore or the victim. It did not specify whether it was a match for Damian. Moore allegedly admitted to knowing Castro and having past dealings with him involving the sale and use of illegal drugs. He was arrested in Florida and extradited back to Guam last month. He is currently being monitored electronically on house arrest after his father posted $1 million bail. As for Damian, he was arrested last week. According to court documents, an SOI provided police detectives an audio recording of a conversation with Damian bragging how he and Moore killed Castro. Damian said there was a car chase along Cross Island Road. Moore was driving while Damian was a passenger shooting at Castro. Damian told him that Castro did not die immediately, so he began punching him. They then placed his body in a drum. Damian is being held on $750,000 cash bail. Both are scheduled to appear in the Superior Court in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Chief of Police Steve Ignacio tells KUAM this case is far from over.
Although arrests have been made, this is still a very active ongoing investigation. So, we don't want to disclose any other information other than what we're making available through the magistrate's complaints at this point.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanai.
We should also add that this past Wednesday, Moore was also indicted for aggravated assault, terrorizing and possession of an unregistered firearm in connection to a drive-by shooting that occurred on October 15th in Agana Heights. And 27-year-old accused murderer John Richard Bass III will undergo a psychiatric evaluation on July 20th after pleading not guilty by reason of mental illness. Bass is accused of stabbing his former girlfriend to death, 39-year-old Virginia Rose Pereira Lagotnia, and injuring a 19-year-old woman during an incident on June 17th at the Hotel Mayana in Tumanin. Attorney William Jones has been assigned to the case. A status hearing has been scheduled for July 23rd. In other news, a trial date has been set for Juan F. Mendiola. He's accused of the fatal shooting of Peter Rios in Momong in May of 2020. He was indicted for murder as a first-degree felony and aggravated assault. He pled not guilty to the charges and waived his rights to a speedy trial. During his hearing today, presiding Judge Alberto Lamarena set trial for August 23rd. And 31-year-old Sebastian Taman will spend the next 4 years in jail. In Judge Alberto Lamarena's courtroom today, prosecution had argued for the maximum time of 6 years laid out in the plea agreement. It was back in March when Taman was convicted of 2 counts of theft of property as a third-degree felony, and 3 counts of forgery as a third-degree felony for stealing from 2 stores and cashing forged checks originating from multiple local businesses. According to prosecuting attorney Roland Wimberly, quote, "We take property crimes seriously because it is not only deprives and defrauds local businesses, but places an unnecessary cost on our community as a whole, especially as we try to rebuild our economy from COVID-19, end quote. The confirmation hearing of attorney Alberto Tolentino as the next Superior Court judge is underway at the legislature at this hour. He was nominated in March to replace retired Judge Anita Socola. Tolentino is a private attorney, a former prosecutor with the Attorney General's office, and a former magistrate judge at the Superior Court. Here's what he had to say earlier this year when his nomination was announced at Adelup.
As time progressed in my position, I started to get like the master collection calendar
got to do special projects as a referee in other cases. And what it did was it gave me some exposure to what other things the general jurisdiction judge does. And those were things that I think that are very important to our society.
During the announcement, Governor Leon Guerrero urged the legislature to quickly confirm the nominee, saying there continues to be an urgent need for more judges to address the court's case backlog. Tolentino is the second judge to be nominated by Leon Guerrero during this term. In other news, the testimony was passionate today on a bill and a pair of resolutions that revisit the emotional war claims issue. The measure seeks to open a new round of reparations applications and remove any deadlines for filing claims. KUAM's Nestor Lecanto has more.
Discussion of the brutal World War II Japanese occupation of Guam frequently evokes strong emotions. The memories of those dark days passed down to other generations hasn't dimmed the passion. Lillian Terrell is the daughter of Barcelisa Camacho Espinosa, who was a young teen from the San Ramon district of Hagåtña during the war. And while Barcelisa joined many others in seeking redress over the years, she died before ever receiving compensation.
The one that I was really upset was when I went down there. They told me my mom never filed. Well, that's not her fault. I really want my mom to be heard because her story and her family stories, they saw men's heads cut off, my Auntie Maria. My mom was ran after by a young man with no arms trying to kill them on the road up to San Ramon. It's very sad that a lot of the people that suffered were not given their, they waited long, I'm pretty sure.
Ralph Rivera is the son of Angustia Tainatongo Rivera, another war survivor who also has since passed on.
I cannot fathom the atrocities and the fear that they all went through. I hope the rhetoric matches the action. And I apologize as I'm coming off a bit passionate here, but folks, we have one job to do. 3,650 days is how many days it's been since my mom got promoted to heaven. We failed her. We did. Us. And everyone else that's not here today that were survivors of the war. How dare we? How dare we wait this long?
The bill introduced by Vice Speaker Tina Barnes asked Congress to open a new round of war claims. The resolutions, one by Barnes and the other by Senator Talina Nelson, asked the president to remove any future reparation filing deadlines. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
It was a landing site for the Marianas during World War II, the start of the recapture of Guam from occupying Japanese forces. Today, just off the sandy shores of Aspen Beach, wreaths were laid at a flagpole, the landing monument from that historical turning point in Guam's history. Veterans, war survivors, and island leaders, including the consul generals of Philippines and Japan, gathered to remember those who suffered and sacrificed in the days leading up to Guam's liberation. In her remarks, Governor Leon Guerrero expressed her appreciation to those who served and contributed to the freedom, peace, and values we have today.
So I just want to say to everyone, thank you. And no matter what people say, we are a strong group of people because we are a Chamorro. We are Chamorros, and we always say, contra y peligro tafanatsu. Against all perils, we rise. Sidus Masi.
Also taking place today was a memorial mass for the victims of the Tintafaha massacre in Malasu. Another World War II memorial for the Fena Cave massacre is scheduled on Monday, July 19th. Despite concerns that the All Rise Act will run out of money before all eligible applicants are paid, Governor Leon Guerrero says she can't raise the $30 million cap on the funding.
Set by law, so executive orders cannot supersede laws. You can do executive orders to create, not laws, but to create policies from an executive level, but I have no authority to do that.
Senator Jim Moylan says she can do so because it was she who established the current All Rise Act through executive order. He has urged the governor to raise the cap as the program will run out of money because she expanded the eligibility. Moylan says the governor ignored the original Rise Act, which he contends has since expired. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
we are in it for the long run. So you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. With numerous break-ins at public schools on the island, the Guam Department of Education are working on a plan to prevent this from happening. Here's more. While there have been many school supplies, electronic devices, and personal belongings of students, teachers, and staff stolen from 5 out of the 41 public schools on the island this year, the Guam Department of Education has planned to set aside funds from the American Rescue Plan once it's made available to address the issue. GDWI Superintendent John Fernandez said that the department plans to dedicate $20 million in ARP funds to various security aspects.
Because as you know, it's not just about security cameras. We're talking about, number one, can we repair the fence lines, right? I mean, that's one thing. Can we just repair the fence lines so we can make it harder to enter campus? Number two, door replacements, especially door upgrades to make the doors more secure, windows more secure, and then other, more security-related technology, such as cameras and alarms.
One of the schools that has been a constant target in the last 7 months is Ontalon Middle School in Barrigada. The home of the Wildcats has had 5 break-ins this year alone. The Guam Police Department is eyeing some suspects, according to Fernandez.
Ontalon's been very frustrating, and again, we continue to work with our partners, and without sharing too much of their strategy. What we're trying to do is really zero in on the area and the potential perpetrators in this situation. So I think they do have a few leads, but it's just a matter of catching them in the act or getting enough to be able to take action.
If you know any information about the school break-ins, you may submit a tip online to the Guam Crime Stoppers website at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. After not having regular in-person instructional learning for more than a year, the Guam Department of Education says they're ready to welcome its students to their classrooms. Recently, the department received guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, which will allow schools to continue in-person learning if they are unable to meet the 3-foot distancing requirement. GDWI Superintendent John Fernandez said that they are encouraged to welcome back the 85% of students who chose the face-to-face model of learning this upcoming school year.
Really, the important part is to ensure that there are other layered mitigation measures in place, even if the distancing requirement can't be met. So definitely, we anticipate continuing with the face mask mandate. We've bought a lot of cleaning supplies and disinfecting and hand sanitizing supplies, and we do want to enforce a distancing, as a matter of practice.
The rise of positive cases in the last week isn't much of concern to push the start of the school year, according to Fernandez. School year 2021 to 2022 is scheduled to begin in 4 weeks on August 12. 80% of GWE staff are fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. A bill to beef up enforcement of alcohol-free zones in public parks drew favorable response during a public hearing today. The measure by Senator Amanda Shelton would allow virtually every local law enforcement agency to act against violations of public drinking laws. Currently, only police and parks and recreation have jurisdiction at public parks. DPR Officer Pedro Lezama welcomes any additional help.
Currently, as you are all aware, there are only 2 park patrol officers, for the patrol of all the island's parks. So, that leaves huge gaps in our patrol and our response for various issues, not just alcohol-free zone. So this bill will help us in, plugging those gaps and those holes in our scheduling, our manpower for the enforcement of alcohol-free zones.
Many of these law enforcement agencies also patrol, they stop by the parks or they're in the area or patrolling the seashore, and they would see violations at the parks, but they were not authorized under the law to cite anyone or to enforce the law there.
The proposed legislation would also give jurisdiction over alcohol-free zones to GFD personnel, port police, airport police, DOC officers, DYA officers, custom officers, court marshals, probation officers, and Department of Agriculture conservation officers. With the upcoming school year set to begin next month, the KUAM Care Force and the Salvation Army, along with other community partners, are accepting school supplies to help the community's youngest and most vulnerable get ready for classes with Fill the Bus. After seeing hundreds of children participate in last year's back-to-school drive, the Salvation Army wanted to help more children in need and keep the drive going. Event coordinator Captain Carrie Rudd of the Salvation Army said that 250 children benefited from the drive last year, and the goal to help this year has increased to 500.
We're about halfway there in that we have we have 500 backpacks already. So now what we need is the actual supplies to stuff them with.
Food, toiletry products, folders, pens, pencils, composition notebooks, among other items are on the list of things that are needed. Donations can be dropped off weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to our Harmon Studios until Friday, August 6th. You can call Betty Ann Guerrero at 653-5836 or email bettyann@kuam.com for more details on Fill the Bus. Coming up, sports with Dave Delgado, and still to come, our Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
KUAM News
News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Tonight on the show, we're going to introduce you to our two swimmers representing Guam at this year's Olympic Games. Check it out.
Guam swimmers Maneri Gomez and Jagger Stevens will be representing the island at this year's Olympic Games in Tokyo. Stevens and Gomez were able to train for 2 months in Thailand before heading out to Japan, thanks to the GNOC and the Guam Swimming Federation.
Had they not stepped up and everything, they would have been where both athletes, Jagger and Maneri, would be still on Guam. But because they were the opportunities there, provided by GNOC and supported by Guam Swim Federation, the ability to go to Thailand, and as we were talking earlier, to Jagger, he had mentioned, man, there was a big time difference. And I'm sure also Maneri would echo the same thing, that it was a big chance for them, a great blessing, the opportunity to be there, and it was made available to them.
Miguel Alvarado was their coach in Thailand, while the first-time Olympians trained at the Sports and Health Resort in Phuket.
Being able to have this opportunity to go to Thailand, it really worked out for us. I mean, the facility was fantastic. The coaches were even more fantastic. What I was saying was how they are FINA coaches. They're employed by FINA. And if you know the swimming world, then you know that FINA is kind of like the governing body of swimming. So you knew that they were the real deal no matter what. And it definitely showed.
Jagger will compete in the men's 100-meter freestyle, while Maneri will be representing Guam in the women's 100-meter freestyle.
Thailand, jumping from the ocean to the pool water was a big change. At first, I had a very hard time adjusting, but the coaches in Thailand were amazing at their jobs and were able to help us adjust to the schedule there and get on top on what we were supposed to do. So I think their support has been great, that we were able to be where we're at right now.
Team Guam and the FSM swimmers have been training alongside one another. After leaving Thailand, the two teams have been getting in some quality time in the pool in the city of Miyama, Japan.
We were doing dryland work and lift sessions, even beyond the pool, and we had four in a week. And what this stuff really is good for is just kind of, number one, like rounding out our strength in different areas. It also helps like really focus on certain muscle groups or muscle types, and also at least for like a sprinter like myself, weight training, especially like specific kinds of weight training, can really help with explosiveness. And, just that kind of like focus of getting off of a wall, or just like the back end speed of being able to have that endurance.
This will be the biggest stage of his swimming career. Having swam for Brown University, this is a new element of excitement and fear. One of Jagger's goals is to beat his personal best time of 51:50.
It's just popping up in my head all the time, keeping me up at night. You know what I mean? Like it's exciting in a lot of ways, but but man, there's a lot of mental weight with it.
For Maneri, it's the experience she will gain and chance to enjoy her first Olympic Games.
So my goal is definitely being able to drop my time and obviously beat my personal best, but at the same time, I want to enjoy and experience since this is my very first time, I would definitely want to make the best out of it and just enjoy. I'm definitely feeling the pressure. I'm definitely very nervous, but at the same time, I can't wait to jump in the being able to compete in the Olympic Games.
I'd like to personally thank, and also on behalf of Maneri, give a huge thank you to Guam Swimming Federation as well as Guam National Olympic Committee, just for doing all of the logistical work that, quite frankly, I could not do. Like, well, all we have to do is perform, and they have to do immensely more, even beyond that. Like they just get us to the place. They get us to the place, and all we have to do is get in the water. So it's a huge thank you to them. I'd also like to personally thank St. John's School for giving us the opportunity to use their pool. I realized that this was like during the thick of COVID, so it was a very, very kind gesture.
I want to thank GNLC, GSF, and Oceania for supporting Team Guam and allowing us to send us to Thailand and have a wonderful facility there, and even have the opportunity to train under a FINA coach, and also the Myanmar and Yanagawa City for hosting us and allowing us to swim and train at their cities, and also definitely our parents, friends, coaches in Guam for always supporting us and bringing us to where we're at right now.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club.
July 16th is a very happy birthday on this end of the week Friday to Lily Santos. Happy birthday blessings to the queen of the Santos family, the smiley heart and face of the Hernandez family, Mama Lil to many. Lily Santos, we love you. Great shout out, guys. 5 stars on that one. And happy belated birthday wishes to Ray Abrazado, who was born on the 15th. Happy birthday to Papa Ray, with many more to come. Enjoy your special day. Your family sends all of their love. Man, another great shout out. 2 for 2. You guys are awesome. Happy birthday to Lily and to Ray. And we hope that both of you have safe weekends, do the right thing, have fun, and have fantastic birthdays.
Remember, you can be a part of the Coldstone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. And it's that time of the week where we announce the winner of a yummy Coldstone Creamery birthday cake.
Congratulations to Lisa Toves Uggan, who was born on July the 14th. She and her loved ones are the new owners of a Coldstone Creamery ice cream cake, which will be in touch with you to let you know, Lisa, how you can pick up. Happy extended birthday, and congratulations, you are this week's winner.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan. Thanks for watching and good night.